love the intro to this Africam show. That noise never ever gets old. The call of the wild. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live Africam show. My name is Kelly, and we are going to be perusing some of the cameras for the next 45 minutes or so to see who we've got. Starting off here up at Aldonio, with some slightly fractious zebras by the look of it. Oh, nicely. Those elephants are not budging. Is there 3 elephants in there? There is, look, there's 3. So please do remember we are live for 5 minutes. Please do get in touch. Let us know your thoughts, where you're watching from. Jambo once, you're saying hello, Africam and Kelly. Namaste to you, sir. I assume so. Possibly imagine. I think this is this small elephant we see here quite often. I just want to see a front profile. Oh no, maybe not. There is one smaller individual that often stands slap bang in the middle of this pan while everyone else is drinking. Beth Kender, thank you so much for joining us. Hello to you too, Beth. Thank you for being here. You are all very, very welcome. Jack, good morning from Chesapeake. Hello, Jack from Chesapeake. Thank you for being here. You are all very welcome. Bridget McKinney, hi, Bridget McKinney. Hello to you too. Thank you so much for thank you so much for joining us. That elephant's like, no. Oh, that zebra must be thirsty. Be careful. Casper's third ghost, good morning, good afternoon to you too. From a snow-covered Milwaukee, brr, hot coffee ready for the ride. That does indeed sound jolly chilly. These zebras are saying, okay, enough, we're thirsty, we're coming in. We're coming in, ready or not. Is this elephant backing down a little bit? That's quite unusual. Although I did witness a crocodile escorting an elephant away from a log in town not long ago. That was quite bizarre. Nah. I didn't want to drink anymore anyway, says the elephant. April Owl, good morning to you too. April Owl, good morning everyone from a snowy Connecticut with your cherry tea. You're happy to be here for the show. I am also happy to be here for the show. April Owl, thank you so much for joining us with your exciting tea. And peace is resumed. Oh, imagine how stirred up that water must be now after all those elephants standing in there. Sorry, Zebs. We have been having some excellent rain here in the field recently. Everything is bursting with life. I've implemented very slow door movements. We've had various frogs living in dubious locations, and I think I've got one on either side of my patio doors. And I really don't want to squash any. I accidentally squashed one last year, and I felt terrible. But there was one on another door last night, and there was one on the wheelbarrow. We've got various frogs hanging out at the moment, which is absolutely glorious. It's the cacophony of an evening when those rains come. Why don't you go around the other side, Giraffe? There's a bit more space around the other side. MG Leopard Spots, greetings, happy December. Yeah, it's December already. Where did the year go this year? I have no clue. They say time gets faster as you get older, and I'm starting to believe it. Zebras are done. Oh, I love watching the ebb and flow of these pans. In other very exciting news, I have a paradise flycatcher family nesting very close to my house, which I'm super excited about. I did get two little, sorry, Giraffe, I did pick up two sort of woven nests put in my garden, but I think I was a little bit slow. I don't think I've got any residents, which makes me quite sad. But yeah, really, really enjoying how everything is bursting into life this time of year. Another thing I have noticed, I had a tragic incident the other day, and I would be very interested to hear if anyone's got any additional tips. I sometimes get birds flying into my windows, and I've got like decals. I've got lots of decals on my windows, so the sort of peel-offable stickers. And someone actually suggested the other day to try using highlighter on the windows as well. They think that maybe birds can see highlighter on the windows. And I had a desperately sad incident with a little white-browed scrub robin who didn't make it, and I'm absolutely devastated. So at the moment, windows are covered with decals and highlighters and whiteboard markers and all sorts of things. But if anyone has got any other tips how I can possibly prevent any more sad injuries from birds, please do send them through. Any or tips? I do know sometimes if you can sort of see through one window through a house and into another window, they can be worse. But please do share any other tips you might have, because absolutely devastating that happened. This giraffe's finally decided to get down and have a drink there with some oxpecker. Hey, lots of oxpecker passengers. Wow, thirds on the slightly sludgy water. Is that a bachelor group of impalas? I can't quite see. I think that might be all boys. Jabbawants, yes, it is super cool. Parrots, they've been so noisy, and I only noticed yesterday they've got a beautiful little cup nest covered with, it's got bits of lichen on it for camouflage. It's actually quite an open area, and we're hoping to get some nice pictures. We've noticed already that the male is a little bit less comfortable than the female on the nest, but we only found it yesterday afternoon, so we're not going to rush them to take photos. We don't want to upset them, but they do seem quite relaxed. And Karu, yes, I'm super stoked that we have a little paradise flycatcher family. Gorgeous birds, those bright blues and oranges. And of course, those males have got those stunning long streamer tails. Very, very pretty birds. And yeah, maybe a nest cam. I've actually put one of these nests up in a, it's actually in a bushveld saffron tree. And you can see it out the bedroom window. And every morning I excitedly open the curtain to see if there's any birdies yet, and there hasn't been. I think I was a little bit too slow, but maybe we'll get a second clutch if we're lucky. Bridget McKinney, that's not a bad idea, something that spins. I've also heard people saying, oh, this giraffe's having a good drink down here. Oh, that would drive me mad, those oxpeckers on my ears like that. Definitely quenching his thirst after being waiting for quite some time, I would imagine, patiently waiting his turn. See, there's lots of doves here as well. I've had a couple of doves have accidents on the windows too. So Bridget McKinney, something that spins on your windows, that's not a bad idea. And Jabbawant, use metal or plastic net. I think it's going to come to that. It will have to go. I think if it's net, it will have to go on the inside. But I've heard lots of people say anything you do put on, any decals or marks, put them on the outside. Oh, Genlat38, you're saying Mike Fritz from Explore.org had a string arrangement that he showed on a live chat a week or so ago to prevent bird strikes against windows. I also saw that one. It's made out of paracord, and I think that is probably gonna have to happen for me. I've got somewhere in excess of 80 butterflies stuck on my windows, these decals. Big, bright. Someone did say that maybe the birds were trying to catch the butterflies, but it's often doves who are seed eaters. So I might actually look at that paracord. Thank you, Jen. I think that would be lovely to go and have a look at some baboons if we've got some baboons across at the hide. I think maybe our giraffe has quenched his thirst. And I do so enjoy watching baboons. They're definitely up there with some of my favorites. How can you not find that mildly comical? That is, I know we're not supposed to anthropomorphize things. Oh, what was that? Oh, I love watching animals think. I love trying to work out, and we'll probably never know. I was actually watching I found a new account recently of it's a German account and it's all in German, but it doesn't matter. And she's taught a dog how to copy. So she will do something and then say, "You do it," and the dog copies. And just watching animals think and try and work things out, I love it. And that's what I get from watching these baboons. They sort of walk and they sort of go, "Oh, what's that? Shall I have a..." I'll flip that stone over, have a look. Sometimes they pick things up and they have a sort of sniff or a taste and put it down again. We're definitely coming into a time of plenty now for everyone. Looks like there's some warthogs through there in the back. And a bird of some description in the middle there? I think so. Some sort of ibis? Oh, something just made that baboon jump in the water there. See how everyone is often keeping an eye on each other? They do quite often spread out quite a long way when they're feeding like this. And there will often be an individual that's sort of their job to keep an eye on everything. I did read somewhere once that century, that lookout, whoever had the job of that, they would sometimes, if there was a raid on a citrus farm or something, I'm sure I once read somewhere that they would take goodies back for whoever had been stationed on lookout. I've often told the story. I really do enjoy watching baboons. You don't often get really good opportunities when you're in vehicles because baboons can sometimes be quite nervous around vehicles. But I spent an hour or so watching a whole family of baboons in Madikwe a long time ago. And there was indeed one sitting up on the top. And they were supervising and they were not feeding and none of the others were paying any attention to it. And just as the sun started dropping, the one who was on lookout, timekeeper, got down, started moving towards their roost. And no one shouted or anything. They just glanced and went, "Oh, okay," and started following that individual back to their roosting site. It was almost like he was keeping an eye on the sun to make sure no one was late to bed. Jean Gale, hello, good morning to you. You're a bit late, but you're glad to be here. I'm glad you made it as well. Thank you for joining us, Jean Gale. So times of plenty for these, well, for all animals, is just around the corner. There's been a couple of cameras I haven't even recognised. It changed so much with the rain. That almost looks like a sacred ibis at the back. And look how far spread these baboons are. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, that is also a very good shout. Maybe that is indeed an Abdin stork. Very dark bird. This is a lovely area now. There's some greenery come through. And Bridget McKinney, are catfish attracted to baboons on the edge of the water? I don't think so. Oh, lovely. Yes, thank you very much for that. Indeed, Abdim stork. That's a lovely sighting. We don't see too many of those. Lovely bird to see. Bridget McKinney, I don't think so. Have we seen on this camera catfish coming over and having a look when there's baboons present? I'm not saying it's impossible, but not that if anything, I would have thought they'd stay away, because I wouldn't put it past the baboon to hunt a catfish. We know they're voracious. They're good hunters. They've been known to catch and kill many things. But I would have thought, if anything, it might be the opposite. But I'm just wondering, Bridget McKinney, have we seen them coming over when the baboons have been there? That would be very interesting if they have. These Abdom storks, you can see nicely here in this shot, they've got very blue faces. They're funny looking birds, actually. They've got sort of blue on their face. And that they haven't quite got, they've got sort of red around their eye. Their actual eye is dark. Very cool bird to see. I don't think I've got an Abdim stork on my, no, I don't have an Abdim stork on my life list, which is very, very nice to see. I would love, talking of storks, I would love to go and have a look at some Marabou storks at Wangi. I've grown very fond of Marabou storks, and don't laugh. I've been watching them, and I think it's that vulture feeding site that has grown my passion for these birds. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I look how some of them are like squatted down on their elbows, knees. That one at the back there, sort of folded down backwards. But it's more their persona that obviously they're not the most attractive birds out there, but they seem sort of quite deliberate, and again, it looks like they consider things to me. And like I just said, I'm really starting to enjoy more and more watching animals behave and work things out and trying to understand those behaviors. And it really, I've been really watching these marabous at that feeding site, and the way they sort of scuffle around, sort of go, oh, sorry, can I just pop in there and get something to eat? That's why I've grown increasingly fond of them. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that at all. Cyndyquity. That's probably completely incorrect. Cyndyqtee. Hello, you are asking, are Abdim storks normally alone? They are often in big groups, actually. They are known to hang around in big groups quite often. But it can depend on food resources, the time of year, but they are known to often travel or be in big flocks. Bridget McKinney, they look like vampires. You think the marabous look like vampires? They're certainly curious looking. But I love it. Like how that one at the back is like folded down. I do enjoy marabous. And look how carefully they're cleaning those beautiful faces. And Karu, you agree? Marabou storks are cute in an interesting way. You see, they're not classically beautiful. You know, they're not your Turoccos or your beautifully coloured lilac-breasted rollers or paradise flycatchers or your regal black eagles or Varose eagles, but that's okay. It would be boring if we were all the same. I also find them interesting to watch. Often found around rubbish dumps. They will sometimes scavenge as well. Also known to, I was going to say urinate, but that's not quite the right word. Toilets on their legs to help with thermoregulation. They've got a lot of legs showing there. Super varied diet, these marabous. They do readily scavenge, but they'll eat anything they can get in their mouths, really, to be honest. They're not too fussy, the old marabous. Yes, corals, they do love to play with sticks. I find play in animals absolutely fascinating. People will often say wild animals don't have, why would they play? It's just a waste of energy and a waste of time. Personal opinion only, but I wholeheartedly disagree. I've watched many behaviours on various occasions that can only be play, in my opinion. Again, see one of them's got his leg up there. Assisting with thermoregulation. Wow, I'm actually just looking at this about Marabou storks, and they've been known to kill greater and lesser flamingos. Wow, that's brutal. Records of them causing panic among flamingos by walking along the shore, then runs along and stabs a flamingo in the back. That's harsh. That doesn't wow. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. That's quite brutal. Wow. And then also each young crocodile. Okay, I'm going off Marabou storks. I don't think I'm going to read that anymore. I was quite enjoying them. Seems like they're quite brutal creatures, as their appearance would suggest. Nice to see all these marabous chilling here. See what our baboons are up to over there. They do have to spend a lot of time feeding. You see, I mean, you can hardly see what they're picking up there. Could be little insects, or they will feed on again, not super fussy. They'll feed on lots of things, but whatever they're eating there is very small. So they have to spend quite a lot of time. Oh, look at those. Oh, there's a full-on groom going on over there. That is that looks pretty graphic. Fortunately, it's almost pixelated itself out, but that looks like a proper spa type setting going on there. Kari, you agree. Um, Animals and birds definitely do play. Yeah, there's just no other, there is the theory, of course, that young animals will play to practice behaviors, which I agree with, but also sometimes just for the joy of it. And um, I think we should possibly take a note out of their book, and maybe us as adult humans should play more as well. This this is a I'm not sure what it does. This this one on the rock is like, oh, hello. Sorry, did we disturb you? Gonna go back down? Yeah. That's um that's a proper looks like a snooze going on there. I thought there was maybe some fairly graphic grooming happening, but that's a pretty relaxed baboon. Both of them look fairly oh, that baboon's like molded against the rock. They both look very content with their lot at the moment. So you thought a rock could look so comfortable, and the other one's just sort of lolling the head to the back. So while oh, I was going to say, while they do look super relaxed, well, they are super relaxed. I personally don't believe that animals sleep in the same sort of um, need 8 hours, or they can't function way as humans do. I know all humans are different, but generalizing, they always have to be alert. This sounds ridiculous saying that. These baboons don't look alert at all, but they will still be listening, smelling, putting quite a lot of faith in their lookout buddy. I'm sure there is a lookout buddy somewhere. Look at that arm on that elbow. I'd I'd maybe like to come back here in a couple of minutes and see what's happening, but let's scoot across to Aldonio. I think we've got some eland that are coming in to drink. Have a look at some eland up at Aldonio, but I would love to come back here before maybe towards in sort of 10 minutes time maybe, and see if these two are still feeling quite so content with life. These really are fantastic looking animals. Those spiral horns. And it's nice to see these eland coming in here. They do visit from time to time. I have seen them here before. And I actually saw baby eland for the first time ever earlier in the year when I was at Mabulla. I'd never seen very young eland before. Cindy Quatty. Oh, something gave those eland a fright. Look at that big bull at the back there. Oh, it was the elephant. Arrival of the elephant. Cindy Quatty, you're saying those baboons look like they've just had Thanksgiving. Absolutely. It looks like they've had a big meal. It's been a warm day. They've been working hard and now they are just chilling there. Without a care in the world by the looks of it. Elephants arriving en masse. This is crazy. We've been here for what, half an hour? And in that time we've had eland, we've had zebra, we've had elephants, we've had giraffes, we had I think there was some impala in the background as well earlier. It's it's incredible how many different species, the constant stream of birds and doves also come into this water. It's incredible how um, crucial this tiny little puddle of water is to so many different animals. This this almost looks like the same three that were here earlier because I recognise that small one because his tusks weren't even, and the smaller elephant that often stands in the middle has completely and utterly even tusks. And the smaller ones aren't quite even. No Mountain Dew this afternoon. I've only ever seen that Mount Kilimanjaro in the background a couple of times, actually. I hear those very distinctive dove wing flaps. I don't think we've seen old one-ton here for quite a long time. I'm not sure if anyone else has seen him visit. I haven't. If anyone else has seen him visit in the recent past, please do let me know. Oh, Kari, you saying you love watching rosy-patched bush shrikes calling? You wish they were on screen. I don't know what a rosy-patched bush shrike looks like. Kari, you've also heard those superb starlings calling as well. They are beautiful birds. I have learnt those. But I don't know what they sound gorgeous. I'm actually just if I'm just going to have a quick look and see what they look like. A lot of the bush shrikes are very, very pretty birds. They are beautiful. Oh, they look like they've been streaked with an artist's brush. Lots of the bush shrikes are very, very pretty. Those orange-breasted bush shrikes that we see here, they're very, very noisy. Often hear them calling, often quite secretive. Don't often get a good look at them. This little elephant standing in the middle. I'm sure this is the same bird, but yes, I would love to go back across and have another look at our baboons. Um, I was enjoying that immensely. No one's see that the one that's less reclined seems to have perked up a little bit. I think that baboon on the left might be doing something quite unpleasant. Mm, yeah, I don't think I'm going to comment on that. Let's rather look at the one that's walking away. There we go. I wonder if the other one's going to get up and follow. Oh, I can't be bothered. Leave that alone. What are you doing with whatever that is? There. You do often find as the day cools down a bit when it's very warm during the heat of the day, sometimes they will nap, they will find some shade. And then as it cools down, they will come out and they will have their last. Oh, there's a lovely male waterbuck there as well. Oh, and some guinea fowl. Look at is this little baboon going to chase the guinea fowl? Is that? Oh, look, there's a big monitor. Wow. Was this just a fluke that we've got all those things walking past that gap at the same time? That was a huge monitor lizard. And it's almost like this little baboon is sort of peeking at all of it, hiding behind that termite mound, observing everything going past. Oh, these young ones are lovely to watch. I wonder if this baboon is this little one was sort of peeking out from behind that termite mound to watch that. For a second, it looks like he was going to almost chase those guinea fowl, but then sort of decided to rather leave it. Oh, look, it's just like watching a little child like work things out and understand their world. Mm. It's very peaceful here today at the hide. Everyone coexists. It's quite relaxing. Everyone's coexisting very peacefully today. Bridget McKinney, you're saying maybe it was a wound on that baboon. That he was, maybe it was a bit sore, or maybe he was doing something less pleasant. But it could have definitely been a wound. Thank you for pointing that out, Bridget McKinney. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your support. That looked like a suggestion that it was time for a groom, and the little one said no. I'm far too busy watching these guinea fowl or whatever it is I'm doing. I don't want to be involved in grooming. Currently, I'm too busy playing. Oh, guinea fowl are going back the other way. My favourite birds are crested guinea fowl. So not these helmeted guinea fowl. If you want to have a look, crested guinea fowl are, oh, gently. crested guinea fowl are still, and have been for a couple of years now, my favorite birds. Crazy, crazy eyes, crazy, crazy hairdos. The close cousins of helmeted guinea fowl. See, there's the two young ones up on this mound now. Oops. Oopsie. See, look at that. Everyone getting on so nicely. Oh, I think that would be lovely. Let's go and have a look at some kudu across at Meno Aquena, which completely confused me the other day because it looks like a completely different planet now with all this lush grass. There's a young male there, looking a little bit nervous down at the water. These kudus like lots of these. Oh wow, look at all the butterflies as well, it looks like. You kudu often, like a lot of the other prey species, are a little bit nervous, a little bit twitchy when they're coming down to the water. But this is a big group of kudu. Look at those big ears. I often say that if you look at an animal, you can sometimes tell where their keenest senses might be. The lovely big ears of these kudu, excellent sense of hearing, but also brilliant eyesight, brilliant sense of smell. They have to use all of their attributes to be safe from predators. See, they're all sniffing, rotating those ears, pausing, listening. Inching their way down to the water's edge. Kudu don't often hang around at water's edge. They will just come, they will drink, and then they make their way back into the thicker areas again. Those stripes along their bodies, great camouflage for when they are in the thickets, in the thick bush, breaking up their body outlines. But look, there's something they're not too keen on up there. Ah, yes, that would make sense. I think that's where the lodge is, up on that ridge. Just listening, trying to decide if it is worth the risk. If they're local to the area, animals will often sort of get used to the sound of humans or movement, but maybe these kudu don't come here too often and they're still a little bit unsure what's going on. Oh no, they've decided they are out. Well, as our kudu are out, unfortunately so are we. That was great fun watching those baboons, and a shame we didn't get a chance to have a hightailing out. But look at them leaping over those logs. Such elegant antelope. But thank you so much for joining us on Africam this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please do stay tuned to all of our cameras, and we hope to see you again in the future. Take care. Bye-bye.